សុភាពណាបរោះនឹកស្រឡាញ់បងចង់តែមិនខំទេស្រីព្រមទៅយកបងធ្វើប្តីអូនឯងកុំភ័យបងការពារព្រមទៅយកបងធ្វើប្តីអូនឯងកុំភ័យបងការពារ
Yeah, I was wondering if you can sponsor my pet gay fish.
Iain Lee on Absolute Radio.
0331231215 is the telephone number. Dougie Anderson is sat there.
Evening.
That's for the ladies. You can give us a call. New callers only, please, this week, don't forget. More of your calls after the... Who's this? The other Manic Street Preachers. I've heard of them, yes.
Absolute Radio.
Before we go any further, hang on, it's there. Ben Jones. Yes, you did. That's the code message for this evening. If you missed last night's show, it sounded something like this.
Previously on the Iain Lee Show.
Hello, sir. Would you like a blow on my hubbly-bubbly pipe?
Till next time, see you in the bullpen.
Hey, does this fly?
Heart beating beneath the waves in a naked pool so scarce and bare.
We all got fired before we could get lazy.
And greasy head cows with metal on their fists and engines on wheels.
And the ground here is lush and moisture.
You can't say that on the radio, but never mind.
I took a bit from the toilet seat.
I kind of avoid religion and politics on purpose.
On the email, you said there was an Eloise.
Yeah, but she's a woman.
Dankeschön, bitte schön. Oh, hang on a second!
Something about the toilet seat being left up is going to come up in there.
Well, it has been called a mallow in the past.
My godfather Jeffrey, who sells perfume.
One removed one's top hat.
Excuse me, this is Andrea. Has the watershed over?
Oh, it's Patrick from Huddersfield. What are you doing, Paul?
Eloise is going to get a bit mad at Alex because that's who she's going out with.
My brother, really nicely plays with me nearly all the time.
The apples that we've gone scrumping to collect.
Keep listening and don't forget to download the podcast.
That's the fun you've got yourself involved with, Anderson.
100%.
Would you like to talk to a caller?
Yeah, okay.
Line 1, you're through to Dougie Anderson.
Hello!
Well, never on a Tuesday, at least. Yep. Yeah, I suppose so.
Hello?
Hello, Ian.
Yes, hello, you're through to Dougie Anderson.
Hello.
Good question.
Yeah, go on.
Question for Dougie.
Okay.
What's your favourite song of all time?
Oh, good question. I was going to ask that. What's your favourite song?
Oh, I thought you said funk.
Okay, no, maybe you did. What's your favourite funk of all time?
I got a thing, you got a thing, everybody's got a thing by Funkadelic, I'd have to say.
Is that your question, Alan? Okay, I don't know what he's talking about there. Alan snuck through there. He's a regular caller, so he shouldn't really be allowed.
It's nice to be greeted with a regular at such an early stage.
It's good. Now, for those who don't know, I have to do the history, Dougie Anderson. We did a show together many, many years ago, which no one will know what it was unless my mum is listening, because I think she was the only person that watched it. But we did Rise.
We did, on Channel 4.
The breakfast show.
Yeah.
Or is it people say to me, so what was it like working on The Big Breakfast? I say, well, I never did The Big Breakfast. No, you was on The Big Breakfast.
You were definitely on The Big Breakfast.
Did you get that?
Yeah, I got... Did you not work with Iain Lee in The Big Breakfast? Yes, it is.
I still get people asking what it was like being in 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps. They think I'm Ralph Little.
Could be worse. They could think you're Will Mellor.
Oh. He had some pop records, didn't he?
He did.
I remember him on Top of the Pops singing a song, looking all earnest.
I remember his signature in Hollyoaks when he wouldn't use a door, he'd always go through a window, which at the time I thought was a little bit wacky, and now I think just really stupid.
Was that really?
Yeah.
Hollyoaks is still going. I watched it the other day for the first time in ages, and I didn't recognise any of the people on it, apart from the grumpy old one who runs the cafe or something. Everybody else was fresh, young, totty on there.
I just remember fancying a girl called Dawn who had brown hair and a bob.
Yeah.
Terrible actress, but lovely legs, and
they were all very, very, very beautiful people on the Hollyoaks.
We would never got onto Hollyoaks, but we did get onto Rise.
we did get onto Rise, and listen, I still get people saying you must be pretty embarrassed when you did The Big Breakfast. I didn't do The Big Breakfast, I did Rise. Oh yeah, because it was rubbish. I thought it was quite good. I thought it was quite good.
It was.
I stand by it as being valid. Do you remember at the end, the last sort of week when it was being axed, and like Vic and Bob wrote a really good review of it, and there was another couple of good reviews.
That was kind of like, as long as Vic and Bob liked what we were doing, then that was quite nice, really, wasn't it? Because they were sort of heroes of ours, and still are in many ways.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what are you doing now? I asked that question. I know what you're doing. Not a lot, and that's why I've got you in.
What you do now?
What you doing now? You know, we've both fallen on hard times.
No, I'm doing okay actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, well, because next week I get to work with one of my favourite bands of all time, Belle and Sebastian.
Really?
Yeah. Which I'm thoroughly excited about.
Doing what?
Doing a little TV show together, which I can't really talk about too much.
Ooh.
But it's a bit like if Kiss phoned you up and said, we want you to come and join us and do a show together.
Why did they ask? Why have they? I'm not being funny. Why have they asked? Why have they asked you to do that?
Because they liked my work and they knew I was a fan of the band.
So everything's going all right for you then?
It's gone pretty good.
I only asked you here because I thought I felt sorry for you when I saw you last week, living in that hovel. I thought, poor Dougie, I'm a successful radio broadcaster now. I've deliberately turned my back on television. Yeah. That was a conscious decision that I made, and I'm glad I made that decision because this is much, much, much more fun and stuff. Eloise!
Yeah.
Do you remember Dougie from the TV? No.
No.
There we go. That's what I want to hear.
Sorry, Dougie.
That's
No,
okay.
well, sorries are easy to say, but
I am only a young'un.
how old are you?
27.
You would have been 20. You would have been our ideal audience when we were doing that nonsense.
27, the rock star dying age, of course. Not that I'm wanting to see you die at any point
Oh,
soon.
yeah.
What rock stars have died at 27?
Kurt Cobain, Janis Joplin,
Brian Jones.
Jimi Hendrix.
Wow, they all died at 27?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ian Curtis died at 27.
I saw that film about him.
Control.
Yeah.
He wanted to die at 25,
I'll tell you
apparently.
a thing about Control.
Yeah, it's black and white.
It's
a waste.
It is. It's got that Harold Lloyd effect. Hold on, is that Ian Curtis dangling from a clock?
A pair of glasses and a smile. Joy Division.
I don't care what people say about Joy Division, they put a spring in your step. The girl in Control who plays Anique.
Oh, yes, the saucy Belgian.
Yeah, saucy Belgium, up there with Poirot when it comes to saucy Belgians.
Yeah.
Not Jean-Claude Van Damme, though. He was never saucy, more muscular. Yeah. The girl.
Yes,
who
there's
plays
a
Anique,
point to this, is there? Yes.
They are a couple in real life and now live in Berlin, which is in Germany. Not west or east, Germany. Unification.
So, do you see Zora much?
No.
I do apologise. The next 2 hours are just normally goes giggling at our own private jokes. I hope you don't mind.
It's just to have a laugh with the lads, but if you can't do it at 11 in the evening, it's actually probably right to do it in the afternoon.
We've got Connor, we've got Glenn, and we've got Mark on the line. Who would you like to speak to?
We said Connor first, so let's go with Connor.
Okay, Connor, you're through to me, Iain Lee, and Dougie Anderson.
Hello.
Hello.
And Eloise is here as well, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's so excited.
Yeah.
I'm here.
What's going on there, Connor? Are you shuffling a dead body around? It sounds like you're trying to hide your parents before the police turn up.
I was talking about the most dangerous weapon I had when I was a kid.
Well, how old? You say when you were a kid. How old
Yeah.
are you now, Connor?
Well, I'm 14 now.
Oh, okay, so
14.
Well, this...
4 years shy
when
of
I
the big one.
When I was 10, I had a slingshot.
Don't be too funny, because I want to. My contract's up for renewal in 2 months, and I don't want Mr. Grace, my boss, to hear this and go, who's that funny young Scotch man? He's amusing, he's probably cheap, and he ticks a few regional boxes as well. So just kind of hold it back a little bit, Dougie, please. Thank you, Connor. Yes. So you when you were a child.
Yeah, well, 10 years old. I had a slingshot.
Oh,
And,
hang on. Which one was it, David or Goliath, that had the slingshot? It was David, because Goliath was the big man.
Yeah.
And that's why we say he's a Goliath. Do we say that?
Yeah, we do. And that's why when we see people who suffer from pituitary dwarfism, we say,
Connor, so you had one of those, and what happened? Did you take down a giant?
No, I didn't.
Oh man, that would have been like the Bible.
A teacher.
You took down a teacher.
In my lesson, yes.
Did you really take down a teacher, or are you just trying to say this to impress Dougie?
No, I just hit her with a piece of paper, yeah.
Wow. And that's the right side. That's the right side of classroom violence.
So, and did she notice that the paper had hit her?
Yeah, she actually thought it was Aaron.
Well, that's typical of Aaron, though, because let's face it, Aaron has got a bit of a rep as a troublemaker, and indeed a troubleshooter.
Oh, Connor, thank you for that. 0330 123. The calls will get better, don't worry. They might not. 0330 123 1215 is the telephone number. We're looking for violent weapons that you had as a child. And we're trying to find the poshest and the most common caller to the show this evening. More of your calls after this. Talking about the Stones. Oh no, that's the. Oh God, I can't do the faders. Is that loud enough in your ears?
Yep.
Too loud?
No, that's absolutely
good
fine.
Loud. Dougie Anderson is here in the studio with me.
Talking about the Stones.
We're talking about the Stones. Oh, we did have a request from Gatford. Would you famously on Rise used to do TV reviews? Could you do a TV review for us later on?
Do you know what? I would blooming love to.
Good, well, we'll do that after midnight.
My middle name's TV Review. Douglas James T. Review Anderson.
Is it?
No.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought it was. Mark is in Brighton. Good evening, Mark.
Hello, sir. Would you like a go on my hubbly bubbly pipe?
Dougie, do you know what's in hubbly bubbly pipes?
No idea.
Is it hashish?
I don't think so.
Okay. Do you know what's in it, Mark?
I believe it is hashish.
Whoa, okay. Whoa, we're talking about the old Uncle Marijuana.
Auntie Jane, please. Because you see them outside the Lebanese restaurants on the... I think they're Lebanese. I don't know. They look funny. Outside on the Edgware Road here in London town. People smoking on the hubbly bubbly. Oh, hubbly bubbly.
Yes, I do know what you mean. Yeah. Are they not...
I'll draw you a hubbly bubbly pipe.
Are they Turkish of origin, or...
No, you're just being racist.
No, because they do go for that in Turkey, because I've seen it. And also in Morocco, actually.
Moroccan, that'll be it.
In Marrakesh and on the coast in Essaouira.
Just drawing a picture of a hubbly bubbly pipe. Hang on a second.
Okay, it's looking good so far. There's the hub. Can I say hello to the caller? Because I haven't actually said hello to him.
Oh, yes, it's Mark in Brighton.
Hi, Mark.
Hello, Dougie. How are you?
Whereabouts in Brighton are you?
I don't want to disclose that.
Okay, it's just that my ex-girlfriend lives in Brighton.
I'm not with her, I'll assure you.
I know you're not, Mark, because I've been looking at her every day. I'm joking. But when we... yes, I know exactly what you mean.
That's a
hubbly bubbly
pipe. And that's a man enjoying
but
it.
But they're not made for hashish.
But you could put hashish in there. I'm not encouraging anyone to smoke hashish. It's a very, very naughty thing.
Put it this way, I wouldn't be surprised if someone at the moment was sitting either on the Edgware Road or indeed round the corner, perhaps on Abbey Road, getting high on one of those bad boys.
So, Mark, what do you want?
What?
No, what, you?
What? You made a phone beeping noise. Anyway...
Didn't make a phone beeping
70s
noise.
weapons or childhood weapons.
Well, listen, and I don't want to do the whole, hey, these are the games I had when I was a kid, because that's not the scene I'm in, man. I'm not Ian Collins. But it does, I had 3 pairs of nunchuckers as a child. Right. Normal wooden ones, but that had swivel action, and mini chucks that were like that big. The chucks were that big with the chain, and I would practice in the bedroom doing like Bruce Lee stuff, and would constantly crack myself on the back of the head. My mum also bought me some ninja throwing stars, Death Stars. They're called Death Stars, I think. Oh no, that's Star Wars, isn't it? And also a butterfly knife I was allowed to purchase from Graham Scott, who is Roger Scott's son, which will lead us onto another story a little bit later on. What weapons did you have, Mark, for God's sakes?
Well, I told Eloise I was going to talk about clackers, but having a look on the Facebook, I wanted really to talk about people who pronounce things incorrectly. Eloise went with the nunchucks.
Oh yeah, she calls them nunchucks. They're nunchuckers.
Or lose the M. It's an N.
It's an N, yeah, nunchuckers. But it is nunchuckers, and now it's been famously shortened to nunchucks, and I think that's incorrect as well.
It's. I was going to lead into people that pronounce it chimley.
Well, that's the correct way to pronounce it. Next, you'll be saying that you don't pronounce it Skellington.
Well, indeed.
Thanks for calling.
This is your Absolute Radio. Iain Lee on Absolute Radio.
He goes on a bit at the end, and we know how it ends, don't we? What
the song or the career?
What would Freddie Mercury be doing if you were on stage right now?
Meo.
I was never a huge fan of Queen, but they're a little bit pompous, aren't they? But I do like Bicycle Race. I think that's an excellent song.
They're one of those bands, they never had one classic album, really, that you could put up with the classic albums of other British artists.
A Day at the Races?
No, I don't think so.
I've never heard it. I'm just saying it. I don't know. Eloise, what's your favourite Queen album?
I don't know any of them.
Nor do I really. Line 1, what's your favourite Queen album? Jesus. Just bear with us 7 seconds.
It's got the radio on in the background, doesn't it?
Do not defile Queen!
What is that all about?
I'm not defiling Queen.
What is that all about, mate?
I'm not.
Yeah, they're one of the greatest rock bands of all time.
They're a bit average.
We Are the Champions.
Yeah, that's one of their songs.
We
Are the Champions and all that.
There's a woman, and he's got oh yeah, that's all he just sang, and he's hoovering the carpet. He's like, I want to be free.
Breakthrough.
I want to be free from something. I don't know the lyrics, but I like the tune.
Okay, well, thanks for calling.
I love...
That's where he was going. We stopped it,
I love
Justin.
something.
That classic Queen single, I Want to Be Free.
Dougie, why aren't you on the radio?
I want to... Well, I do quite a lot of stuff on... I suppose you can't mention other radio
You can say
stations.
5 Live.
Yeah, 5 Live.
Okay.
And...
Well, you should be doing a music show. Eloise, who's in charge of the radio here?
Probably Clive Dickens
Oh, Mr. Grace.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not talking to him.
or Tony Morey in that
Okay,
case.
well, you should speak to them.
Yeah, I might just camp in their office all night. Give them a surprise in the morning.
Do a dirty protest, and they respect that.
I won't be defecated.
That's how Christian got the gig. That's how Christian, what's his last name, O'Connell? Yes, I think that's how he got the gig.
The OC.
The OC disorder, that's how he got his gig. Did I lend you my season 3 of Arrested Development?
No.
Someone's got it.
No, I've got my own copy of that, although... Someone has my season 1 of Arrested Development and hasn't even watched it, and they've had it. They said, I want to get into some comedy, you know, and I said, well, take Arrested Development. It's the best comedy of the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I like it better than Curb.
Yeah, I do.
Love
Yeah,
Curb
it's
and all
funnier.
that.
More gags.
He took Curb and he said, oh, Larry David, yeah, brilliant, which it is. But Arrested Development is...
Some people don't get Arrested Development, and I was disappointed. I watched it with my wife, expect to going, this is great.
Yeah.
And I found myself explaining too many of the references, and she didn't get it, and I just thought, I think I've married the wrong woman.
Arrested Development, they have amazing gags that they just throw away. You know, you'll never... You know, people go,
blah, blah, blah.
Don't even see exactly. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, genius.
Yeah. And you watch people watching it, and you think, they've got to get this.
Yeah.
They've got nothing.
No.
And you end up kicking them out the house, shouting Philistines, and not even telling them the New Year's tax rankings.
I interviewed Henry Winkler, and I started off the interview by saying, you're star of one of the greatest, best American sitcoms, building up to it, and he's thinking, oh God, here comes another Fonzie reference. And I said, what was it like working on Arrested Development? And you could just hear him just go, wow, this guy knows, has seen this. It's the greatest show.
Yeah, and irony of ironies, well, it's not even ironic, it's just depressing how, if it had been on HBO... They would still be making it now.
Oh, it got stopped halfway through season 3, didn't it?
Yeah.
There's talk of a movie, you know that?
I know.
There's always talk of a movie. There's talk of a Quantum Leap movie as well. I don't think that's ever going to happen. Shut up. Quantum Leap's brilliant.
I know. I just would rather see the rest of the development movie.
I'd like to see them both. I'd like to see him leap, Sam Beckett leap into the body of the young lad.
Yeah. If the world was a just place, both those movies would come out, but the world isn't a just place, and we'll probably never see them.
Instead, we get the A-Team and the Last Airbender in 3D.
Yeah. But at the same time, in hours of need, we can go to our Best of Queen and listen to I Want to Be Free. I Want to Be Free.
Glenn is in a caravan in Cornwall. Good evening, Glenn.
No, I'm in Accrington.
Accrington Stanley.
Oh, this is Glenn.
Oh, you're right, mate.
Hello, fella. Glenn was in a caravan in Cornwall. And
about 2 months ago, something like that.
You didn't go for a cream tea?
Oh, no, yeah, no.
You'd have loved a cream tea, Glenn.
I have plenty of ice creams.
Yeah, but that's not the same as cream tea is a scone, clotted cream and a bit of jam.
Hold on, Glenn,
Actually, I had a scone today in a cafe yesterday in town, in Accrington. But it just had butter on, no cream.
The old cottage cream.
Anyway, what it is...
I love Glenn. Glenn has called in a couple of times before. He's not a regular, but he's one of my favourites.
What it is, I've applied for a job at the new Tesco in Accrington.
Yes?
I've applied for a job there. It's opening in November.
Oh, fingers crossed.
It's being built at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm just wondering, for your advice, really.
Yeah, okay.
Because at the moment, I work at Little Chef just 4 hours a week. I've been there for about 6.5 years.
Yeah.
You know, car park, picking up rubbish, empty up bins.
May I?
If I get this
No.
job at Tesco, if I get offered it, which I shall be in the next few weeks, do I take the job at Tesco and stop doing Little Chef job?
Can I refer you to my esteemed colleague, Dougie Anderson, who will give us his advice? Dougie.
Thank you, Leroy. Hi, Glenn. It's Dougie here.
What is it? I haven't worked for a long time. I've had mental health problems.
No, I know. Let me just stop you there for a second. I have got a slight problem with Tesco, and it's this. Not the big Tesco's, but the more, what do you call them, the local Tesco's?
The local ones, yeah.
Yeah. It is impossible to go into any one of those shops and not have at least one person stacking the shelves.
That's true.
And getting in the way of your shop.
That's
so
very
what I
true.
would say to you is, go for the job, and if you get it, just be a little bit work shy sometimes, so there might be a 5 to 10 minute barrier throughout the day when nobody's stacking any shelves and someone can go into they've got a lovely sort of natural nut counter and get pistachios.
What they'd be caught with and all, see, because I haven't worked for such a long time. I've never worked. They say you have to work up tills and stack up shelves.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't done anything like past these, so.
I would imagine that there would be training involved in the job.
Yeah, and they definitely won't start you off on the tills.
No.
There is 8-week training, yeah.
Well then,
Before
8 weeks is
you
8 weeks.
start, 8 week training.
Wow!
8 weeks? There was only 6 weeks training before you got shipped out to D-Day.
My college course wasn't as long as 8 weeks. That's incredible, Glenn.
It's
But Glenn, listen, we know.
2.5 days a week for 8 weeks.
But this, you could be lucky, because I know you're looking for love. This may be the place where you find love.
Well, there's actually about 500 jobs going in this new Tesco.
Hang on, where is this? Where is this shop opening up?
It's in Accrington.
Accrington. Right, Dougie, I'm off. You do the rest of the show. I'm out of here.
It's a train station.
Okay, well, Glenn, but very best of luck. Do let us know if you get it, won't you?
Yeah, well, I should be in the next few weeks or ever here, so give you a ring and let you know.
Okay, well, thanks for that.
Yeah, thank you very much, mate.
Bye, Glenn.
Bye.
There we go. Glenn is lovely. He's 36 years old. He's never had a girlfriend. You've got to feel...
Never had a
girlfriend. You've got to feel sorry for him in that respect. He's a nice lad.
But if he gets a new job in Tesco's with the other 499 people...
he's quids in.
It could be the start of something.
He's quids in. You saw that film about the French gentleman?
Serge Gainsbourg.
That's the one. Was it any good?
It was excellent. The thing is with Serge Gainsbourg, or Gainsbourg, people in this country, in fact, all over the world, bar France, just think he was a sort of drunk old chain-smoking guy. He wrote Je t'aime, moi non plus, and went out with Brigitte Bardot and Jane Birkin. Now, he did do all those things.
Was rude to Whitney Houston.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Said he wanted to caress her in a rather erotic manner. And
he did other stuff, you say?
Yeah, his back catalogue is amazing. He even went to Jamaica, recorded with Sly and Robbie, the first French reggae album, and it is actually good.
Wow.
Although, if you can't speak French, it's kind of lost.
And if you don't like reggae as well.
if you don't like reggae or the French,
I once said on LBC that I hated reggae. I thought it was the worst kind of music. A woman phoned up and said I was being racist. Genuinely believed I was being racist.
Oh, that's not fair, because that's like me saying I don't like folk or
folk. You don't
garage techno.
Oh, you mean the genre folk? Or you don't?
Yeah.
I don't like folk.
I've got to say, I don't like folk. I tend to have a bit of a problem with them, the old talking and even walking past them.
Was the film any good?
It was.
Hello?
Well.
This is David Bellamy.
Well, if it is David Bellamy, you'll know the answer to the question I'm about to ask you.
Oh, okay, go on. Question for David.
David, what is your favourite conifer?
My favourite conifer is a frosty moan.
It is Dave.
It is David Bellamy. Wow.
How does that sound?
Yeah, it sounded drunk. What can we do for you, David?
Mine's grown really beautifully.
Yes?
I'd like to say to Iain Eloise, it's grown very beautifully, and by the midsummer...
We'd have someone phoning up doing a Frank Spencer in a minute as well.
It'd be really wonderful.
Oh, Betty, the cat's done a whoopsie. Well, that's great, David. Thanks so much for calling in.
Would you like to speak about my lobelia?
I didn't get that at all. Although, can I just say it was still a very good impression.
And you know he's at home and he's doing the hand.
Did you say something about Bluetooth, or did I completely hear the wrong thing?
Yes. Okay, well, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you very much.
Just one of the... That was my favourite ever David Bellamy impression, and I've heard a few.
Do you remember, but when you were at school, it was David Bellamy and Frank Spencer was the thing. People still do Frank Spencer impressions when it means nothing these days.
I once saw a video on Blue Peter years ago of Richard Bacon doing a David Bellamy impression in his mum and dad's back garden.
And now look at him. He's the new Simon Mayo. Living the dream.
Are you sure?
I just read Mark Commode's autobiography.
Yes.
It's good.
Yes.
It's a good read.
What's it called again? The
the film man.
In the film world.
Watch, I think it's called Watching Movies from a distance.
Yeah, it's gone with the chainsaw in the front and the popcorn.
And the popcorn. Those are the motifs throughout the book. It's good. It's quite a good... We tried to get him in tonight, but he couldn't make it, so...
I like Kermode because he doesn't sit on a fence, and he doesn't really care what people think about his opinions, which is what he should be doing as a film critic.
Yeah.
You've got others like your Jason Solomons, who...
is he like James King?
Jason Solomon. Yeah, Jason Solomon. I think he writes for The Observer, I think, does the film.
I don't read papers.
Pops up on Six Music on Ramon's show to do some stuff there.
It would be good to be a film critic, wouldn't you? You watch films and you go, that was good.
Yes, but the fact is you have to be critical, and some of them are too scared to be critical. And I think take the fear.
Yeah.
Mould it into the manifestation of a ball and kick out the park.
Iain Lee on Absolute Radio.
Look at you standing to attention at the end of the song. What was that for?
I don't know, I just felt the need.
You got all excited and you're up on your feet there, rock and roll. Iain Lee on Absolute Radio, joined by Dougie Anderson, who used to present Rise, and I believe you did a Stars in Cars.
Stars in Fast Cars.
Stars in Fast Cars, which was a lot of love for on the Facebook page there. A lot of love for it on the Facebook page. I like that programme, I thought it was all right.
That was good fun.
We've all done, let's be honest, we've all done stuff, and I'm not saying that is, but we've all done stuff that we were just taking the paychecks, or weren't as good as we thought.
But the thing is, as we well, it isn't a secret in the world of TV. You try and turn down enough stuff that you don't want to do for certain reasons.
Yes.
And if people knew the kind of stuff that you have turned down, you'd get a sainthood.
Yes.
And perhaps me.
Well, I'm happy to say I turned down Series 5 of the 11 o'clock show. I walked away from £90,000. £90,000 I walked away from. I also turned down during Rise, and this is I wish someone had taken me to one side and said, stop and do this. They asked me to host Have I Got News For You when I was doing Rise, and I said, no, I don't fancy it. I bottled it. I bottled it. I would have been out of my depth.
Yeah, but you're man enough to talk about it now, and that's one of the 4 reasons why I respect you so much.
Well, maybe throughout the night we'll find the other 3 reasons as well. Maureen Walker's on the line.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Maureen Walker.
How are you?
I'm fine.
I can't believe I'm actually talking to you now.
Well, it's a phoning show. That's how it works. There's not really rocket science, but you are talking to me. You're also talking to Dougie. How are you, Maureen?
I'm very well, thank you. And how are you? How's your evening been?
It's been a lot of fun. Well, I went and had some fun. I saw someone trying to steal someone else's mobile phone.
Oh, my God. What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I just went, oh, God, what's going on?
How could you not help them?
Well, I'll tell you. I was in a restaurant, and we just got in the restaurant. I'm trying not to belch now. I'm doing your thing. Hello. And we were in the restaurant, me and my friend, and we'd just been playing some songs on the ukulele. I've got my ukulele here. I might play some Beyonce later on.
Ukulele?
I might play some Beyonce later on.
Oh, dear God.
What's wrong with that? On my ukulele?
Beyonce on a ukulele? I don't think so.
Yeah, that sounds like a challenge to me. That sounds like a challenge.
Far be it for me to challenge you, Ian.
You said you can't play Beyonce.
I just want to let you know, Maureen, that the ukulele is coming out of its cage. And when I say cage,
I'm getting excited.
It's a bag.
Okay, you're saying we can't play Beyonce in a ukulele?
Go for it. Go on, then.
Okay. To the left, everything you own in a box to the left, in the closet, that's my stuff, yes, if I bought it, please don't touch. Keep talking that mess, that's fine, but could you walk and talk at the same time, and it's my name that's on that cat, let me call you a cat.
It's Beyonce on the ukulele, Beyonce on the ukulele, for Maureen.
Okay,
you must not know about me. You must not know about me.
Don't know
I could have another you in a minute. Matter of fact, he'll be here in a minute, baby. You must not know about me. You must not know about me. I could have another you by tomorrow. Difficult chord. Don't you ever for a second get to thinking.
Oh, the harmonies are coming out.
Irreplaceable. Come on, Maureen.
All right. Consider me told.
Consider me told. So we're in this restaurant, and I walked past this lady and this gentleman.
Yeah.
And there was a gentleman leaning over the lady with these really big postcards. That's what struck me. Really big postcards. Okay.
Right.
Their postcards are about
how big?
About half the size of A4. Is that A5?
No, A5.
That's A5.
They're A5.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
A5 postcards of like Pakistan and India. I said that seemed to be. And he had them. I thought,
what was it? Sorry, what was it?
I was thinking, well, that's really weird. But I thought he was a waiter there, as you do. And then he was doing this weird kind of shuffle with... Right, OK, so look, Dougie...
Was it the Harlem Shuffle?
Dougie, stand up and look. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I've got these postcards. He had 3, but look, see where my iPod is on the desk, OK?
Yeah, I can see it.
So can you see it?
Yeah, hold on.
OK.
Yeah.
So, and he was going... These postcards,
Oh,
these
no,
postcards,
yeah,
these... And then,
right.
then the iPod disappeared.
Uh-huh.
It was her phone.
People do the same with maps. They'll come up...
Why would you steal a map?
They'll come up with a map, mobile phone on the table, and they go...
Oh, and put the map
Excuse
over
me.
the phone.
Maureen, not for the first time, your mouth is opened and a great big truth just popped out. They do. And they go, excuse
My
me.
mouth is never open and poop never pops out.
He said truth.
I said truth.
Why
I
would
said
poop
truth.
come out of your mouth? Imagine if you opened your mouth and poop actually came out.
This is not... No, come on, Maureen.
Yeah.
Maureen.
Yeah.
I'm sure I remember as a young child, we had a cat called Toby. He's dead now. He got run over when we moved to Farnham Common. Anyway, I remember as a child Toby coughing and a poo coming out of his mouth.
Oh.
But that's physically
That can't
impossible.
be
That couldn't have happened.
That couldn't have
Maybe
happened.
it was like, they
I
have
not
the
only refuse to
furball.
believe that, I will refuse it if you say it again next year and the year after.
Okay, well,
But
Maybe it was
what I
a
was saying-
furball.
Shaped like poo. Anyway, yes. Anyway.
Yeah, so they come up with a map and go, excuse me, can you tell me the way to Tower Bridge? And they'll cover the phone when asking, and you'll be like...
This is my... Both of you have hijacked my story.
And you'll
Looking at you.
Yeah,
And you, Walker.
Yeah, and you'll say to them, well, I'd help, but, you're currently on the high street in Belfast, so you're going to have to get a ferry to get back to the mainland anyway. And then they'll just pick it up and go away.
So the woman said... You're trying to steal my phone. And the guy was going, whoa, no, I'm not. And I didn't do anything. So what I did was I looked, and then I looked away and just was choosing what food I was going to order, because I didn't want to get involved. And then the guy went...
Oh,
but then...
that's such a typical London thing to do.
No, she was...
It is.
She was
because, like...
What?
It is. Like, if he was up north, they'd be like, no, and run him down and beat him up or something
10
like
minutes.
that. But in London, it's always like, look the other way.
10 minutes...
It's not happening.
Shut up, Maureen Walker. 10 minutes after the incident, I asked the lady if she was all right. And she was, apparently. But then they tried to get a free meal off the restaurant, which I think they should have, because there was only a tiny little place. Shut up, woman, I'm talking! It was only a tiny little place. Jesus.
That's so typical London, man.
It was only a tiny little place, and she was going, I'm surprised that the guy was even allowed in here. What were you doing letting the guy in? And the waiter, the bloke behind the counter went, well, I didn't notice anything.
Hold
And
on, the guy who... it was a guy who's trying to steal the phone, then tried to get a free dinner. What's that?
What?
No!
Did the people behind the counter pretend not to see him, or do you think they saw him or didn't see him at all?
Hang on, how many options were there? There was
Okay, two. Okay. Did they pretend not to see him, or do you think they really didn't see him?
They pretended not to see him, Maureen Walker.
Fine.
Okay. Anyway, I think we're getting to the point where I wish I didn't do this job anymore. So, Maureen Walker, you've called in about something funny you saw.
On the TV this weekend.
Oh, if you're just going to say you saw a comedy programme... then
No, it wasn't. No, that's the thing. It wasn't. It wasn't a comedy programme, I promise you.
Oh, OK. Well, don't forget, after midnight, we've got Dougie Anson's TV review coming up, so...
Hello.
I hope you're not stealing his thunder, but let's hear it, Maureen Walker.
All right, OK. I was watching horse jumping. I don't normally watch horse jumping.
Horse jumping? Did you see a
horse's
dinkle? Is that what
yeah, but the thing was...
It's a horse's dinkle story.
The thing was, right, that, the lady who was, like, presenting was like, I think it had just won one of the...
The horse's dinkle had won something?
No, the horse. The rider and the horse had just won.
Yeah, congratulations.
And then they went to the shot of the horse, like, rearing up and stuff. And
Hang on, we need some music for this. I need some appropriate music. Here we go.
I'm getting music. I'm quite excited. I'm getting music.
Away you go.
And, like, it was rearing up, and she's, like, describing, going, oh, yes, and it's just one, and it's very excited. And then you thought, oh, excited. And then you looked, and it was the biggest thing I've ever seen. And then it started shooting everywhere.
Okay, I'm playing the wrong music. We need this music, of course. Hang on a second. Let me just... I'm totally playing the wrong music. Hang on. Let's cue this bad boy up. Okay, here we go. This is the music we need for a story like this. This is called Kinky Peanut.
Oh, is it?
It really is. It's called Kinky Peanut. Imagine
Kinky Peanut.
And then it started weeing everywhere.
Jizzing everywhere.
Oh, you can't say that. I thought that's what you said, and I was... You can't say that.
Okay, it started like...
Oh, we know. You've said it twice now.
We've all got an idea what it started doing.
But you're like a 5-year-old when they go to the zoo and they see monkeys chucking manure.
No, but it was just bizarre. And then I started asking my mate, how did it do that? And apparently they flapped.
Is Maureen Walker 12 years old? I thought she was a grown woman.
Let's ask her.
Maureen Walker, are you 12
I am a
years...
grown woman.
I would say you're 36 years old.
Oh, 2 out.
34.
38, yes. It's definitely going upwards. There's no way that's going down.
But they do say you regress the older you get.
No, you get older.
Oh, you know what I mean.
No, you definitely get older, I think. Dougie, you
I don't know, I'm just thinking of Maureen's story, and I've got to be honest, I did find it a little bit crude. Now,
Do you find that crude? It's not, it's just nature.
well, you say nature, and I say crudity on a grander scale than I was expecting.
Imagine that's a crudité. That would be unpleasant. It is. You have Eloise. How did this woman get through the strict screening process that we have in place? You know
I'm
better.
not that strict, you know that. It was her laugh that got me. It had me at hello.
Okay, so her filthy, filthy laugh. We'll let her come on and tell a story about basically horses' penises and bum bums.
It was just bizarre, though. It was so bizarre.
Maureen
It freaked me
mentioned
out.
that she was watching this with a friend.
Yes.
Special friend?
No comment.
Oh, a lover. Was it a lover?
No comment.
Someone... So were you making love in front of the a horse going to the toilet? That is sick.
Yeah.
That
No,
is
you know,
sick.
you're just channel flicking.
So you were just sat in front of the telly, flicking away with your friend.
Uh-huh. Oh, no!
And then... Steady.
I promised myself I wouldn't get caught by your words. Failed miserably. Miserably.
Maureen Walker, you're my new favourite 38-year-old caller. Will you call again?
Oh, brilliant.
I think that's good. That's a strong yes, I'm sure.
Oh, she was fun,
Maureen.
wasn't she? Okay, 0330 123 1215 is the phone number. Doug Anderson is here. Nice to have you here, sir.
Nice to be here too, sir.
Eloise is here.
Hello?
What voice is that's your real voice, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we will have more of your calls. Don't forget, it's Freshers Week, so we want new callers or people who've not called too many times before. There are topics out there. I'll tell you what. Let's play the.
No, sorry, I'll just clear
These
my
are very sensitive
sorry,
microphones.
I'll back off for the next clearance. Ian's just warming up for the next link, and I don't think I'm the only one who's very much looking forward to it. Here he comes.
We'll have more of your calls after Katie Tunstall. That's all I was going to say. It's nothing special.
No, that's not right.
Iain Lee.
Iain Lee.
Absolute
Radio.
Hey, guess who I'm friends with now?
Who?
Steve Guttenberg.
Really?
Yeah, I'm friends with Steve Guttenberg.
In what respect? On a computer basis or on a one-to-one friendly face basis?
I've got his phone number.
How did you meet him?
He came in the show. I watched all 7 Police Academy movies in one day. And it was like taking a vast amount of heroin. It was a lot of fun for a bit, and then it got very, very dark and nasty. And anyway, he came in on the show once because he was doing pantomime. And at the end of it, I was really nervous, and we got on very well. At the end of it, he said, when we finished, he said, do you fancy going out for dinner one night? And I went, yeah, all right. It's Mahoney. It's Mahoney.
Not until you make Cocoon 3.
So I said, yeah, go on then. And he gave me his number, and I thought nothing of it. I thought, okay, he's just being polite. There's nothing will happen. But he's given me his cell phone, they call it.
Yeah, they do.
Gave me his number. I thought nothing of it. And then that night I was doing a gig somewhere, a stand-up gig, and I thought, I'm going to send Steve Guttenberg a text. I might as well. So I sent him a little text saying, hey, Steve, Ian from the radio. Just so you got my number. If you want to go out for dinner, I'd love to, but, otherwise hope you have a nice time. Nothing of it. 10 minutes later, got a text saying, yeah, I'm free tomorrow night. Do you want to go out? I was like, yeah, this is wicked. So me and my wife took him to a Japanese restaurant. Now, she didn't know who he was. I said, Steve Guttenberg from Police Academy, Mahoney, Mahomo.
Yeah.
She said, I don't...
3 men and a baby.
Well, I didn't mention that.
Yeah.
And anyway, he walked in and she went, oh my God, it's the man from 3 Men and a Baby. One of my favourite films. I was going, I didn't realise, Fandango, I would have told you.
It's Tom Selleck.
Oh my God.
Tom Selleck.
Oh, Tom Selleck. I'm not allowed to say that. I nearly revealed who I was doing Come Dine With Me because they had a Tom Selleck story. I nearly let that out.
Can you tell us the story?
Was it Ted Danson?
Yeah, it was Ted Danson. No, it was Higgins. No, I can't tell you the story because it's not even that
The
interesting.
thing is with Steve Gutenberg,
Yeah.
he was doing panto in London.
Yeah.
Was he? He was probably just lonely, he doesn't know anyone.
Yeah.
Came on your show.
Yeah.
Enjoyed your company.
Yeah.
And then thought, well, he's a guy I could spend an hour or so with at a meal, and then was gutted when you walked in with your wife. Because he wants to make love to you. Goots wanna Lee.
We did. But no, we were with him we were with him for 4 or 5 hours. We spoke to his girlfriend in America on the phone.
Was it his girlfriend though, or was it just a ruse? It probably was. It probably was.
He told us about the ghost in 3 Men and a Baby.
What is that?
Do you know about the ghost in 3 Men and a Baby?
I've seen it.
There's a ghost in 3 Men and a Baby.
Is it real? What did he say?
Well, he did there's a ghost in 3 Men and a Baby. There's actually, if you watch the film, there is a scene where you can see a shadowy figure.
Really?
In the background. Yeah. He did a very funny story about how, it went on for about 10, 15 minutes, about how a child had died. Funny story. How a child had died in that flat and in the apartment and da-la-la. And then he goosed me. And went, there wasn't really a ghost in there! And he goosed me. He made it funnier than that, obviously. I missed out a lot of the...
it sounds like a bit of a lame joke.
It was funny. And we were with him for 5 hours, and then we would go to his hotel for breakfast, like 3 or 4 times. We'd go to his hotel and have breakfast with Steve Gutenberg.
Eggs Benedict?
No, he wasn't there. The face man, is that what you're talking about? Eggs Benedict. Do you get it? I'm referring, of course, to George Peppard. No, it was... we would go and have... I think I did have omelette. It's not really a story, but... What Hollywood superstars have you had breakfast with, Dougie? Eloise? None.
I didn't moan about it. I think it's Dougie you need to take this tension out.
No, I didn't moan about it at all. I was just interested what you had for breakfast with Goots.
Are you friends with anyone famous now?
No, of course not. I don't like famous people.
Do you see much of Zora Suleiman?
No, you asked me this earlier on.
Who's that?
She was the news lady on Rise.
Was she horrible?
News lady?
No, she was lovely. She I remember she always had big headlines. Really big headlines.
She had her knockers, but I wasn't one of them.
Ian, you're doing what you say you hate, like the
Bin Laden.
crap, the crap boob jokes, like melons and
jokes.
stuff.
I didn't.
But she did have big knockers. That was what she was famous for.
She was well known for that.
Yeah,
and well known for enjoying being known for that.
She was actually, yes. Chris, let's move away from this. Chris is in Ivor in Buckinghamshire. Good evening, Chris.
Me?
Well, let's go through what we know so far. Is your name Chris?
It is.
Are you in Ivor in Buckinghamshire?
I'm not.
Well, where are you?
I'm in Staines.
Oh, well, why does it say Ivor? Staines is horrible and Ivor is posh.
Oh, he gave me a second number and it came up automatically as that.
No, you're definitely in Ivor, Chris.
Oh, okay. I've been to Ivor once.
Yeah, I drove through Ivor once. It's nice.
It's Slough, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's nicer than Staines.
Yeah, Staines isn't great.
No.
Well, there are some nice places. Like my friend's got a £1 million house in Staines.
We're looking to buy a house, okay, in Muswell Hill. Muswell Hill, which is quite nice, but it's not that nice. It's in North London for everyone living outside of London.
I've never been there.
Okay. We saw a house that we liked the other day, and we got in touch with the estate agent and said, this house on this street, could you tell us how much it is? They said, yes, it's £1.9 million. 1.9 million pounds.
What reaction did you have?
I went, okay, we'll think about it.
I knew you would
I
do
couldn't
that.
afford it. I couldn't afford a third of that. It was ridiculous. £2 million.
When you were walking around it, did you think, this is an expensive house?
We didn't get as far as walking around.
How close was it to the cinema in Muswell Hill?
The cinema, which has the screen one, is the worst screen. One of my least favourite screens, because you're sat a long way away from the screen and the sound isn't very good. It was maybe 5-minute walk.
That's why it's 1.9.
Do you remember John Sparks?
John Sparks?
He was in Absolutely. Do you remember Absolutely?
The Welsh chap.
Yes, it was. I met his wife at the weekend.
Yeah, did the toilet sketch, like sitting in the toilet, and also the old couple, Morwenna Banks playing his wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
I met his wife.
How come?
I was at an open garden.
Mm-hmm.
So, Chris, what have you got for us?
Well, I thought I'd try and be the poshest caller.
Why?
Because, I phoned him once before, about April this year.
Yes.
And I was just talking about whatever we were talking about.
Yeah.
And then Chavy Vicky came on.
Yeah.
And we had a 5-minute conversation, just us.
Okay. Was it as fun as this one?
And then I went on the Facebook page and I was just, looking, and everyone said, oh, this guy sounds so posh.
You're not sounding very posh now.
No, I don't think you sound posh. I think you sound like you're obviously, you can enunciate, and I wouldn't be surprised if you had further education under your belt.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I've just been to a secondary state school.
Okay, well, it's not. And also, you're in Staines, so it's not sounding. Chris, stay there because Alex, who's in Dublin, wants to try and be the poshest caller. Don't you?
Is this a castle person?
Yeah, Alex, you live in a castle.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Is it? I've got to ask the question. Are you a gentleman or a lady?
Lady.
She's definitely posh. When a lady sounds like a man, then you know it's posh.
Yeah, like Bea Arthur.
Bea Arthur was on Judge Judy once. Did you see that?
No.
And Johnny Rotten was on Judge Judy.
No, I didn't see that either.
Oh, I'll get it on YouTube. It's brilliant.
Okay, but let's go back to Dublin.
Oh yes, Alex.
Yeah.
So Alex, and are you spelling your name? How are you spelling your name?
Well, it's Alix, A-L-I-X.
See, you were questioning my spelling then, weren't you?
No, I was thinking if she's spelling Alex with an I, Alix.
That's the rule book shipped out once again.
This is going to get you rolling up your shirt sleeves. This is getting dangerous. So, Alix.
Yes.
It's weird 'cause I'm normally very good at getting people's ages. I can't get it from 22.
17.
No, I'm 15.
15. 15-year-old.
And you're in Dublin,
I'm in
Ireland.
Dublin, and Amelia Conaffy is not sitting beside me.
Oh,
but there's no Dublin accent.
No,
there,
is
there?
there is. It's just coming through now.
Oh,
I heard it.
Say something else.
Do you really live in a castle, Alix?
Yeah.
Which way? This will prove it. The staircase.
You're wrong.
The spiral.
Yeah, I was told to tell you you're wrong about staircases.
I'm
not
not-
all of them go clockwise.
I'm not
One
wrong.
of them
I'm
goes
not.
anti-clockwise.
I'm not wrong about staircases. This is a fact, Dougie. In every castle in England, that could be different in Ireland. Apart from two, the spiral staircases go clockwise, so that if you're being shut up. So if you're at the top of the staircase and you've got attackers coming up, you can use your right arm, and the people coming up have to use their left arm, so they're at a disadvantage. Although if they're coming up the staircase in your castle, they're probably going to kill you anyway. So it doesn't make that much doesn't make that much difference. But you're disputing this, are you, Alix?
Well, yeah, one of them goes anti-clockwise.
Well, but you're in Ireland, so that's different.
Oh, because it's so different in Ireland because we're all left-handed.
Well, no, not at all. But I'm just saying this rule only applies, and I did say this only applies to England.
Oh, really? Okay, so that's a bit odd, but okay.
Okay, that's a good bit
I
of
was
attention
watching
there.
Who Do You Think You Are last night with Derva Kerwin, who was in Ballykissangel.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a big program. She's kind of disappeared a bit, hasn't
Big
she?
problem. She is married to Rupert Henry Jones from Spooks and Blonde Hair Chap.
Yeah.
And and what I was going to say was there'd been a bit of a problem due to the caller's is she or isn't she Irish accented.
Yes.
So if she was to maybe say, I've been to Ballykissangel, but they weren't filming, which led to a really disappointing fortnight holiday in the town where it's set, we might be able to decipher if she has.
Alix, could you say that for us, please?
Sorry?
No, not getting it there.
Dougie, give her the phrase that pays one more time.
Okay, could you say that I went for a fortnight's holiday to where they film Ballykissangel, but unfortunately they weren't filming at the time, and it led to a disastrous 2-week holiday.
Oh, God, okay. I was filming. I went to the place where they filmed Ballykissangel, but unfortunately they weren't filming at the time.
and what did it make the holiday?
Disastrous.
Disastrous.
She's not Irish in the slightest. Not Irish in the
She is.
slightest.
I can hear the lilt. I can hear the lilt.
Well, technically
I can hear the
was-
tango.
Irish.
Totally tropical taste. Pineapple and grapefruit.
I'm walking along the beach with my can of lilt.
Chris, listen, you're certainly not as posh as Alix, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Is Chris? How old's Chris? How old are you, Chris?
I'm 16.
16.
Oh,
Low
okay.
voice. Low voice.
Low voice, yeah. You started early. Well done. That's
It might
going
just be my telephone voice.
It could be. What's your non-telephone voice?
I don't know. Hello, I don't know.
Okay, well, that's fine. There's no reason why you should. Alix, you're quite posh, but I don't believe you're Irish, despite your can of lilt.
I am Irish.
There we go. That's what she say. I say no, sir. Sheryl Crow, and after Sheryl Crow, Dougie, it's your TV review of the week.
Hullabaloo.
No, that's not right.
Iain Lee.
Iain Lee.
Right, yes.
Absolute.
Radio.
We've got a treat for you in a second, but first, let's go through some of these calls. Spence has been on the line for 46 minutes. Good evening, Spence. Oh, no, you're on there. Hello, Spence.
Bonjour.
Buongiorno.
Mr. Lee, Mr. Anderson.
Spence?
Oh, yeah, I hear you vaguely talking about Dr. David and Goliath earlier.
That we were talking about David and Goliath, yes.
A little bit. And I've got a rather insightful text from my street Bible.
Street Bible? What's a street Bible?
It's a Bible which a school made to connect with the not the middle class, the working class on a religious level. Here we go. Do you have a mythical soundtrack at all?
I don't know if I've got... Let me see if I've got some religious music here. Hang on a second. Yes, I have, actually, bizarrely. Here we go. This should fit. Away you go, Spence.
That's perfect. Right. The Philistine and his muscle man shield carrier close in on David. He soon sees that David's just a kid. A good-looking kid, but just a kid.
Was David good-looking? I didn't know that. Is that specified in the Bible?
He starts giving some verbal. What, I'm some dog, am I? You come at me with sticks and stones. He starts calling down filthy curses, invoking every god he's ever heard to give vent to temper. Get eerie, Booms. It will tear out your liver and let the birds and dogs...
Let me stop you there for a second. It's not that street, is it? Invoking every god he's ever heard of. That's not really street...
No, they kind of failed in that area.
Oh.
But I think it's good that the people off the street have the opportunity to learn about such biblical tales.
Tales, yeah.
You know,
why don't they just read the Bible, though?
Because it's...
In its original Latin.
They can't read.
Okay. Well, let's have a bit more of this, Spence. It's sounding good.
All right. Oh, it picks up later into it. All right, here we go. Right. The Philistine giant lunges at David, who reaches into his bag as he runs forward. He grabs a pebble, sticks it in his sling, whips it round his head and lets fly. Like that. The stone flies like a bullet, smacks Goliath full on the head and carries on through. It breaks through the forehead and lodges in his skull. Goliath's whole bulk collapses and lands face down in the dust. So David wins with a sling and a stone, no sword. And that's the end.
I like Spence the way he got into the character there. He's using a bit of a sort of Cockney type.
He was doing what I do when I have builders round, and he was putting on the builder's voice. You know, when you kind of talk down a bit. How much is that going to be then, Guff? You do that kind of voice. He was doing that, wasn't he? Which was Spence. Excellently read, sir. Could you be our unofficial Street Bible correspondent?
I can do that on a regular basis.
Dear, thank you, Spencer.
Let's see you next week on Barabbas.
I do. I just think that's one of the things that's missing from radio these days.
Well,
is
Bible talk.
Yeah. That's a good name for a show.
Yeah.
Let's put that. Listen, let's put that forward as a suggestion for Absolute Radio. Dougie and Ian's Bible Talk.
Welcome to Bible Talk, and today we've got Lloyd Hunnigan and Lloyd Bible.
Harry's in Hatfield Heath. Good evening, Harry.
What's up?
Hey, so what's up? I've not had a what's up for 15 years.
What is it?
What's the matter? Yes, Harry.
You were talking about weapons. Dangerous weapons that you had as a child.
I do, but you may have noticed, Dougie, I put these topics out and no one responds to them whatsoever.
Well, they do about 90 minutes later.
Yeah, exactly. There's a time delay. Yes, Harry, we were.
Well, I went to Spain and I bought a medieval mace.
Whoa! He's in there with the mace.
Right.
That's the stick with the spikes.
Can I ask a supplementary question? Was it in the Basque region, Catalonia? Whereabout? Where?
It was south.
Malaga?
South, Murcia.
Right.
Which is Alicante.
Okay.
I just think it paints a picture of,
Yeah, totally.
But I tried to get it to the airport.
Yeah.
And it was in my bag at the beginning, and then they went through customs.
They're not going to let you take a mace on an aeroplane, for goodness sakes.
Well, they didn't tell me, so...
Well, it's obvious. I know, although it is on that list of things. It's of the lighter fluid, the matches, mace. It doesn't pop up
Lynx
on there.
deodorant.
Yeah.
So there must be a Spanish guy wandering around with my mace, and it's mine.
You had to leave it behind, did you, Harry?
Well, they didn't tell me, they just nicked it.
Oh, man, those Spanish people trying to stop people hijacking airplanes. What on earth are they thinking
It's
about?
for the best, though, because if you had tried to take it, you might be in a Spanish jail just now, perhaps in Bilbao.
Not the nicest places to be.
Eating some of the worst tapas in the country.
You'd literally have a tapas. Harry, thank you very much for that. Now, we can hear the coughs. You're a big fan of the Bell and indeed the Sebastian, is that correct?
That's correct.
Would you like to... I'm going to let you pick a Bell and Sebastian song to play.
Oh, excellent.
We've not got many. Name one.
Well, tell me what you've got and I'll pick one from it.
OK, we've got String Bean Jean, Stars of Track and Field, I like that one.
That's a good one.
The State I'm In, Fox in the Snow, Get Me Away From Here, I'm Dying, Mayfly, Step Into My Office Baby, Blues Are Still Blue, Say Goodbye, I'm a Cuckoo, Funny Little Frog, The Blues Are Still Blue, White Collar Boy.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think it's important to bring things up. You know, something with a bit of oomph.
Yeah.
So let's go for Funny Little Frog.
Okay, so this is... would you like to introduce it first?
Okay. Just tell me when.
Now.
I'm currently watching, enjoying and staring at Iain Lee. And for you, Iain, and the listeners, it's Belle and Sebastian with Funny Little Frog.
Oh, no, hang on, this is the Bell Stars, the clapping song.
What the hell is
hang
that?
Oh, I've got the wrong song.
Oh, come on.
Sorry.
Come on. Let's rein it back in. in.
Okay, right. Away you go. Go get it.
Okay, Dougie Anderson.
You can talk up to the vocals. He's got 14 seconds of... Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
Okay, right. It's difficult, isn't it?
No, it's not. Sorry, I was just thinking of what just happened.
Okay, right, sorry. It's the Bell Stars, the clapping song.
This is not Belle and Sebastian, but this is... This is Dougie Anderson on Absolute Radio with Iain Lee and Eloise, his producer. We're having a good time. Are you?
4, 3, 2...
Here comes the lyrics.
I'll maybe tell you all about it someday.
Excellent choice there, Dougie Anderson. Belle and Sebastian. What song was that? Funny Little Frog.
Funny Little Frog from the album The Life Pursuit.
Now, you desperately were pleading during that. You said, Iain, please let me mention my website. I want everyone to go and see me on my website. So mention your website.
Well, I didn't mention anything about it, but I will now that you've brought it up. MrDouglasanderson.com.
And is that Mr. with an MR or...?
Just an MR. Okay. Just an MR.
I'm going to put the Mr.
There
Douglas...
might be things of interest for various people. MrDouglasanderson.com.
I'm going to put that up on the Facebook page. Go to facebook.com/Iain Lee Show if you want to see it.
Or may I use the Latin by simply saying Thankington Jeffries?
Are you sure that's the right address?
Mr.
But do you need a www? Yeah?
No, you don't even need that. Just put in Mr. Douglas Anderson.
But if I put the W in... Hey, there was someone on Radio 4 the other day from...
John Humphreys?
No, it wasn't him. You know, if you go to America now, you have to... you have to get like a permit or something, even if you're just going to America. You have to get a number or something.
All right.
This is true. And they had a guy from the American Embassy on there saying, well, this has been like this for a long time, and we got a website that links to it. It's http:// He did that. No one does that anymore, do they?
Well, they do if they're working for the American Defence Mechanism.
So MrDouglasanderson.com, and there's funny films and stuff up there.
Yeah, well, you've seen some of the stuff, and you liked it,
But there's funny films as well.
Yeah.
Get out of it.
We are the boys.
There is very funny stuff on there. There's a
blog and everything. I've been blogging my pants.
I can't be bothered with blog. I'd started a blog. And if you go to my blog this year, at the start of this year, it's like, hey guys, I'm going to get all really positive and I'm going to write a blog every day, and then like January the 17th it stops. I couldn't be bothered.
No, but the good things, I think they're good if you want to write about, not about your own personal life, but about a film, a musician, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
If you've got an artistic bent that you want to write about.
I don't think you can say that anymore. And what's your Twitter? You're on Twitter, you've only got like 68 followers.
I know, I don't really know how to do Twitter, like many other people. You know what I mean? Because do you just put anything down? The most mundane facts, or do you have to be very on it, and exciting stuff?
I started off by saying every time I was having a poo, because I was very against Twitter, and I would just tweet, I'm having a lovely poo now. But now I use it to defend my honour, and people get... The thing about Twitter I don't like is that people can come straight to you and go, you're rubbish, and that thing you did that was on the telly, that was rubbish, and you're rubbish, which is not very nice.
I tell you who... I don't know if he is on Twitter, but I would follow him if he were.
Yeah.
Nigel Havers. And you know what? Apparently, every morning, Nigel Havers gets up and he looks in the bathroom mirror and he just goes, Nigel Havers, Nigel Havers, Nigel Havers, ready for the day.
So what is your Twitter address?
Dougie Ando.
Why?
And I don't know, I panicked.
You panicked halfway through and bailed out.
It was going to be Philip Glenister for a few weeks.
So at Dougie Ando, people can go and follow you.
Yeah, follow me and talk to me. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to take Twitter by the neck.
You should do.
And because it's handy, isn't it?
It's very handy.
It's.
Are you going to be on telly again soon? Apart from this Belle and Sebastian thing.
Yes. Well, that is going to be.
I did say apart from.
Yeah. Sorry.
Apart from that is the.
Sorry, I hope so. I think I probably will be.
I hope so.
I think I probably will be. Yeah. But I am filming next week, so I'm looking to next week already. Next week I'll be filming.
An Yong is on the line, and she wants to talk to you, don't you, An Yong?
It's he, actually.
Oh, I apologise. I thought An Yong was a lady's name.
No, it's a man's name.
Oh, I do apologise.
It's okay. My dad's half Korean, so that's where it comes from.
That would make sense. Yeah. Do you mind if I call you Miss?
No, if it makes you happy, no worries.
Then please, madam, you're through to Dougie Anderson.
Thanks. Hi, Dougie. This is An Young.
Hello, mate. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I always thought you were like the funny one on Rise, to be honest. But
so did I, if I'm completely frank.
Well, if we're all being honest, as did I. But
I'm just, when I saw you on the games with Theakston, I thought you'd made it, hit the big time, But what's happened in the last?
But
years?
that's show business. You're up, you're down. I did a lot of music stuff like Tea in the Park and Glastonbury and all that. So I was doing stuff that I was generally into, which was quite cool.
Right.
For the BBC and all that, and radio for them too. So it's not been,
He should be on telly, shouldn't he, Miss?
Yeah, but when you see people like Got Kwan and Tess Daly on prime time, and you boys are doing this.
I've often thought that you're like a mixture between Got Kwan and Tess Daly. I've often thought if they could find a vehicle.
I'm Gok Daly.
Gok Daly, Tess One.
I know. Well, I don't know. I don't know if.
Don't you think the time's right for a big comeback? This could be your launch now.
I don't think it's not so much a comeback. It's more of a coming to. Because the thing is, right, I've never been famous like Iain Lee, and I've certainly not. I've never been a celebrity either. Because I think, see, if you, not that you'd ever really want to be a celebrity, but two things you have to have, at least two things to be a celebrity.
Yeah.
I think you have to own your own house.
Yeah.
have a mortgage.
Right, that's a
have a mortgage and a car, even if you don't have a driving licence.
Yeah. And do you have either of those things?
I got a driving licence.
Okay, you haven't got the car.
I've got a personality though, and a lot of celebrities don't have that.
Well, An Young, I agree. I think that Dougie should be on TV more.
Even, I don't know, maybe give Kate Lawler a ring and try and get something going off the ground with her,
I did think about calling Kate Lawler, and I thought better of it. But and me, An Young?
Sorry?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Do you know what? And we were talking about Arrested Development earlier on. You know the little guy?
Yeah.
Is he not called, and what's the word for hello? And they go, An Young. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the fellow who lives in Series 3, he ends up living in the wall.
In the wall, yeah. An Young.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah. That's like a nice
Does your name mean hello?
It does.
Yes!
Iain Lee. It's about love and life. And live radio wrestling matches. Iain Lee on Absolute Radio.
Rightfully mine.
Dougie Anderson is in the studio with me. Good evening, Dougie.
Yes, good evening.
Some of you may remember him from Rise. We did Rise together for a year, but you did old Rise as well as new Rise.
2 months of it, yeah, before you.
Is that all you did?
Came along, yeah.
I thought you were there from the start for the old Rise.
No.
Because I was a guest on there. And I met you
at Big Brother.
It was a Big Brother, wasn't it?
Yeah, and you were meant to go to the studio, and they'd sent you there.
Yeah, that's right.
And I remember thinking, oh my God, that's Iain Lee.
You were quite impressed when you saw me. I remember.
Well, the thing was, I've always been a fan of your work.
May God bless you for that.
Particularly when you walked out at the 11 o'clock show and used to do something with your arms, which I always used to say.
You like that? And I don't really remember doing the thing with the arms on that. I have no recollection of that.
And because at that moment I was about 2 weeks having signed off the Dole, having moved to London earlier on that year. And I remember just thinking, oh my God, I'm having a chat with Iain Lee.
Hanging out with the stars.
Yeah.
Hanging out with the stars. I do remember I had to rush to the studio and they'd chosen the news stories that I had chosen. They chose them for me so I could talk about them. And then it was weird because then I kind of said to my agent, hey, listen, I've not worked for a while. Maybe we could I could do like a regular weekly newspaper review on Rise. And so my agent kind of phoned up Henrietta, wasn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
And Sebastian. And we went for a meeting. And I'm not sure what happened in the meeting. And I came out and I said to my agent, I said, I'm not sure what they've just offered me something in there and I don't know what it is. And she said, no, I'm not sure what they've offered you. And then a week later, it turns out they'd offered me the show.
It transpired,
It transpired that it had all, had gone that way, which was...
It was the big show, as Steve Wright would say. But...
He would say that.
Yeah.
We've got 3 calls here. We should rattle through. Polly James is on at 1 o'clock, so we need to get rid of these calls before she comes in because she's nice and I don't want my dirty callers soiling her show. Chris Miller. Hello, Chris Miller.
Oh, it's Mala. You still haven't got it.
You're the fella. He's writing a book that's influenced by this show.
Wow.
Will there be
Are you sure?
a Scotch character in there at all, Chris?
Yeah, why not?
Why the hell not?
Well, I mean, if there isn't a reason not to have one, there shouldn't be a reason to have one. So basically,
Well, it's set in London. You're a Scotch person in London. Why not?
I am, and one of the few who's either not selling the big issue or indeed drunk outside King's Cross train station.
Have you seen these? This may only be peculiar to London. Have you driven through central London? Or there's a guy who's doing it by Archway the other night. There's a guy who does it at Tottenham Court Road. Like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. They've got hundreds of books out on the floor.
Yeah.
And they sell novels.
Yeah.
At 2 o'clock in the morning. How much can they be making?
I know, but how many times you get tanked up on Guinness and dark rum and cokes? Yeah. You're just walking through central London going, if only I had a novel for the journey home. Where is the 39 Steps by John Buchan when you want it?
You're right. You're right. There's logic to this. Chris, what have you got for us?
Hang on, before I start...
hang on. This must be you starting, though, surely?
No, the start of the main part of the
Okay, so this is the hors d'oeuvre.
Yes.
Okay, delicious.
This music that you've got in the background, isn't that I've Just Seen a Face by the Beatles?
Let's see if it works. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
I've just seen a face, I can't forget the time or place where we just met. She's just the girl for me. I want all the world to see we've met. La da 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 da. Had it been another day, I might have looked the other way, and I'd have never been aware. As it is, I'll dream of her tonight. I can do it. It's a different key, though. I've just seen her face. I can't forget the time or place where we just met. She's just the girl for me. I want all the world to see we've met. Da 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 da. Yes, it is. Why?
I just thought... Because I'm a big Beatles head, and I just recognise it.
This is the Kurikoda Quartet, who are one of my favourite Japanese bands of all time, and they do songs like this on recorders and ukuleles and stuff, and they're wonderful.
Cool. I might search them.
Yeah.
Beatles, the old Bobby Beatles.
Oh, yeah.
Chris, we haven't got much time. I'm trying to back count at the 55, 40. OK, go on, quickly.
All right, basically, I've got this poem that I scribbled down last night.
OK.
And it may not be everyone's taste. Just to let you know where it's going to go, it's called My Heart Needs Not Mend.
Oh, Jesus, why are you telling us this?
No, this could be nice.
You wanted a poet laureate.
We are looking for a poet laureate for the
I'm
show.
already getting a bit of a Samuel Taylor Coleridge vibe from this caller.
Okay.
But I have been wrong in the past.
That's a poet, I think. I think that's a poet.
Yeah.
Okay, well...
I saw it live, actually.
Is it long?
It's only 16 lines long.
How long are those lines?
Can you do a haiku instead?
I don't know. Normal size.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. When you're around, my heart needs not mend.
Oh no, it's really it was too sloppy even for me, and I like a good cry at a McDonald's.
You need to come in with a bit of oomph, like I always thought she was ugly, but it was before my friends told me that it really hit home. That's something you're like, okay, interesting. Where's it going to go? Anthony of Harpenden.
Good evening, Ian. You well, sir?
Yeah, I'm very, very well, thank you very much. Yes, I'm having fun tonight.
Good. Right, I've got two things to talk about. I know I'm short of time.
Yeah.
Firstly, what constitutes poshness?
Good question. I think voice has a lot to do with it. Where you live has a lot to do with it, and your attitude towards hunting.
Right. Okay. Well,
I'll
tell you all three. Right.
By the way, you're not posh.
Well, I live in Harpenden.
Right.
I'm partial to hunting, and I own a smoking jacket.
Do you wear slip-on shoes?
Well, I've currently got slippers on. Yeah.
Well, just in general, would you wear a slip-on shoe to go to the?
Well, I've got deck shoes. I've got suede brogues. I smoke a pipe. I'm actually Ross's friend from yesterday.
Okay. Can I ask a quick supplementary about the whole shoe thing? When you're wearing your slip-ons, would you ever wear them with either a red or a yellow sock?
Well, that's a controversial one. I mean, I do tend to keep to the solid brown sock.
You're not posh.
However,
you're not
with
posh.
the deck shoe, to be sartorially sound,
You
with
can't
a
even
deck
say
shoe,
sartorially.
You cannot.
No,
wear a
Anthony, you're not posh. You're not posh. I can hear you trying to put on a posh voice. It's not working. What's your second point?
Let's move on to the next one.
Let's move on to the next one. Maybe you'll fare better with this.
We've got a catapult story.
Okay.
And it's the same. It's similar to Ross's with the 3-man catapult.
Is it the same? He claims that he's got a 3-man catapult that they fire apples at police, and they killed a policeman or something like that.
No. That smashed a greenhouse with an apple. That one.
Okay.
But this one's more recent. A university. I can't name the university because we got fined heavily, and only one of our friends got blamed for it.
Okay. Well, you've got 1 minute to tell me the story, and I want to fit Oliver. I will do my best to get to you. I promise.
Sorry, don't worry about
it. It won't take that long. Anyway, listen. Came out of the shooting union about 4 a.m. Thought, right, we're bored, there's nothing else to do. We'll get
Oliver, shoot, Oliver! Let Anthony do his, and I promise we'll try and get to you.
Yeah,
okay. All right, I'll be patient.
Okay, good lad.
Yeah, left the shooting unit at 4, came down to Halls, thought, right, what are we going to do? Obviously, the catapult gets invented. Fill a water balloon up, fire it at a lobby full of people in a glass lobby.
This is just hijinks. This is just hijinks.
And they hit the deck like a sack of potatoes.
Why does this make you posh?
Or interesting. It doesn't, Anthony, it does none of those things, I'm afraid. But, Oliver, I'm sorry you had to sit through that drivel.
Apology accepted, just about.
Ooh, geez, he's got fire in his belly, and I like that. Oliver, sir, what can we do for you?
Well, I need to know something. This is going to be a very selfish question.
Okay.
But I need to know...
Aren't all questions selfish, though, really? You're looking for something for yourself, ultimately.
Not if it's, would you mind if I gave you all my earthly possessions and a good old-fashioned kiss on the lips? Because that wouldn't be selfish.
Oh, I apologise, by the way. Hello, Ian, and hello, Dougie.
Hello, sir.
And Eloise is here?
Oh, yes, of course, and hello, Eloise.
Okay, well, you've got literally a minute and 10 seconds left.
All right, okay. Well, I was just wondering, am I the only one to have ever made a complete burk of myself at an interview?
In an interview?
Yeah, a job interview.
Good use of the word berk, by the way.
You wally? Yeah. What happened, you plonker?
Well, I was at this job in an insurance company, and I was with...
And did they laugh at you for mumbling too much?
What a trumpet.
Oh, okay, thank you. All right, I'll dictate better.
Yeah. Dictate away. Are you taking notes, Dougie? You shorthand,
always.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's been a long day.
Tell me about it. You've got 40 seconds, and I do want to try and say goodbye to Dougie in that 40 seconds as well at some point.
Oh, okay, well, I'll be a gentleman and let you do that. And
okay, lovely, thanks very much. We'll call back tomorrow, Oliver.
Strong caller at the end there. Didn't really know where it was going, and in a way that can only be classified as a good thing.
We didn't do your TV review!
Oh!
That's the only reason I got you in, and we were setting it up and selling it, and... Dougie, thank you for coming in.
Hey, it's been a pleasure.
You have an open invitation to come in
I
anytime
will
you want.
certainly come back.
MrDouglasanderson.com is the website, is that correct?
Yep, I am Douglas Anderson, and and that is a whole truth.
It has been fun, hasn't it? Polly James is up next, is that correct? That's okay. There we go. Before that, you have to sit through Coldplay. I can only apologise. Dougie, lovely to see you.
You too.
We must try and get hold of Zora.
Yes.
I'm back tomorrow at 11 o'clock with Sparks on the show, I think.
Good
Fantastic.
booking. Good booking.